Hello, hope you're doing well. I'm doing good too. So, today we are starting with 25th verse and we will complete Upadesa Saram today. Hmm? So, verse number 25th to verse number 30th. Hmm? Okay, let us start. Verse number 25th. Veshahantaha Swatma Darshanam Ish Darshanam Swatma Rupataha. Where the various conditionings of body, mind, and identifications with name and form are shed, the self is realized. The vision of the Lord as self is true self realization. So, what will happen is, just as you progress in sadhana, currently you are in the starting phases of self inquiry, of Jnana Yoga. You have become interested in Shastras. Some of you have developed faith in the teachings and in literature. That's good. Otherwise, mind confuses us. Mind will tell you that whatever you have learned till now is false. You know why it will do so? It will do so because just as you learn one thing, you will have to negate it as well. Either you will negate it in the beginning or you will negate it altogether at the end. I'm explaining. Wait. Everyone knows about chakras. We all have read about chakras. When we were in school, we were taught about chakras, right? But the truth is, chakras are unreal. Chakras are unreal. Sometimes I receive important messages and calls. Only sometimes. Chakras are unreal. How? Because chakras are located in your energy body. And the body is unreal. This body, that body, everything is unreal. Physical reality, unreal. Metaphysical reality, unreal. Beyond all realities, the one reality where nothing exists, that alone is real. So how can chakras be real? They are not. And yet, I taught you in the last series that Kundalini is blocked. Imagine a tin can and you have poked some holes on top of it. Now the light is coming out of those holes. That's how blocked chakras appear. That's how we discussed. We discuss this way because it is easier to understand with this example. Otherwise, in reality, chakras are a knot. Chakras are a knot. Sushumna channel, from the base of your spine, from your Mooladhara chakra till here, it is a channel, a nadi. धागे में जैसे हम नॉट बांध देते हैं, ऐसे ही चक्रास हैं. So there are levels of understanding. If I unleash the entire teaching in one go, nothing will enter the mind. That's why you will have to negate it, either at the end or after each session, after each lesson. You will have to negate it. Oh, even this is not real. Oh, I understood this particular concept and even this is not real. But that's how we learn. What we are trying to master, we are trying to master the frequency of cognitive dissonance. For example, you meet me today and I tell you, you are looking beautiful today. What a suit. Kurta. What a shirt. So handsome. Then I meet you next week and I say the same thing to you. And I make it a habit of saying this to you, giving you a compliment every time I see you. And I do this for 6 months continuously. And then one day when I am looking at you and I make a face, and अगर हम इतना भी कह देंगे ना, ठीक है, इतना भी रिएक्ट कर देंगे ना, तो माइंड कॉग्निटिव डिसोनेंस में पहुंच जाएगा. वी वांट हार्मनी, वी वांट रेजोनेंस. माइंड hates the frequency of cognitive dissonance. So we are trying to master that. That's why sadhana is difficult, because you will have to negate everything. You will have to negate the body, you will have to negate the mind, and with the mind you will have to negate every name and form that you have associated with samsara. So everything gets left behind. Everything is left behind. There was a time in Annamalai Swami's life where Maharishi told him कि जितना मैं सिखा सकता था मैंने सिखा दिया, जितना तुम सीख सकते थे तुमने सीख लिया, अब यहाँ आने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. और महर्षि ने उन्हें निकाल दिया, हम जा सकते हैं. और उसके बाद जितने भी साल महर्षि रहे यहाँ पृथ्वी पर, महर्षि कभी नहीं मिले अन्नामलई स्वामी से, मरते समय भी नहीं. और अन्नामलई स्वामी ऐसे ही तड़पते रहे गुरु के लिए. This is the difference between a guru and a parent. I see everywhere, I see I see families, I have observed a lot of families, including mine, a lot of families. Everywhere it's the same script. Parents want the child to be dependent on them. Parents do not want the child to be self reliant. Because these parents are not self realized beings. They themselves seek security. So they make the child sort of mentally handicapped. कुंडलिनी को इतना क्षीण कर दिया जाता है ना, कि कुंडलिनी नाभि चक्र तक पहुंच ही नहीं पाती. That is the center of confidence, action taking, decisiveness, fire. बच्चा दूसरों पे डिपेंडेंट हो जाता है हर चीज़ के लिए. So this is the difference between a guru and a parent. Maharishi taught everything to Annamalai Swami. And he had to make sure that Annamalai Swami stops being dependent even on him. So he had to master, Annamalai Swami had to master the frequency of cognitive dissonance. Logical mind is saying your guru is cruel, right? Intuitive mind is saying guru's instruction is the most supreme thing I can follow. Nothing is greater than my guru's words. And if my guru wishes for me to be where was he? I forgot the place. To be in a different place, then I will be. So after Maharishi passed away, it took some time for Annamalai Swami to become normal. And then he attained bliss. Because then he found Guru inside. But a time came in his sadhana when Maharishi's presence became an obstacle. And how much a Guru loves you, you cannot even imagine. You have absolutely no idea. You think your parents love you? Why do you think so? Because they have brought you into this world? Because they have taken care of you since birth? What about the Guru, who has been with you since so many births, who has been observing you, helping you along the way? How much love that how much love that self-realized being might be having for you. So everything has to be negated at the end. Finally, Annamalai Swami became firmly established in the self. He became a saint. This is the power of a self-realized being. I love Maharishi. He's so cute. So cute. You know, when I will become a self realized being, I will be his mother. Huh? Because women don't get the title of Bhagwan and this and that. फालतू के टाइटल. भगवान को कौन दुनिया में लेकर आता है? I am the greatest. Yeah. So what happens now? And in the starting phases of sadhana, I was like a child. So I would just go and sit in Maharishi's lap. I'm like, Bhagwan, what are you doing? Um, I was missing you, Bhagwan. And I would just go and sit in Maharishi's lap, and I'm talking to him, and I'm pulling his hair, and I'm telling him all sorts of stories, made up stories, real stories, this, that, fantasy. I'm telling him everything. And then I'm like, okay, Bhagwan, bye. Now I'm going. And now when I become self-realized being, after some time, Maharishi will come and sit on my lap because now he's my child. So even gods receive protection from mother. Everyone receives protection from the mother. Mother is above everyone. या सो कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँच गए. आज बहुत मस्तीखोरी के मूड में हूँ. और जैसे आज का सेशन ख़त्म हो जाएगा ना, वैसे अगले सेशन में बातें बातें, खूब बातें, एकदम मतलब जैसे महर्षि का स्लोगन क्या था. महर्षि का स्लोगन था बी साइलेंट. हमारा क्या स्लोगन है? नेवर बी साइलेंट. Okay. So, when the conditioning of mind and body and names and forms is shed, the self is seen as the God. Currently, what is the problem? Currently, so many things exist for us, right? So many people exist for us. But after maturation of sadhana, after you become a self realized being, there is no movement in the mind. So, mind is not conceiving anything. So, mind cannot conceive it, it cannot conceptualize. So many differences in that state. But in order for you to arrive at that stage where mind becomes unmovable, because if mind is moving, there is pain. We are living in an illusion because we are allowing something unreal to exist. So it is important that we arrive at that stage where everything is still. And in that state, we can witness the self as God. So even now, when I am completely fixed at the heart, I know I am experiencing God. But even if I come out of it once, even if I come out of it once in a day, then I know logic has formed itself. Then I know that I came out of God and now I am perceiving the world. So, people ask दुनिया की रचना कैसे हुई, क्यों हुई, but not all of such questions can be answered. ये बताया जा सकता है कि रचना कैसे हुई संसार की. ये बताया जा सकता है कि क्यों हुई. ब्रह्मन के भीतर एक इच्छा पैदा हुई स्वयं को जानने की, स्वयं को समझने की. तो वो ऊर्जा ब्रह्मन से कटकर दूर जाने लगी. दैट इज शक्ति. मूवमेंट जहाँ हुआ वहाँ शक्ति है. सो शक्ति रिसाइड्स इन ब्रह्मन. बट जहाँ इच्छा जाहिर हुई वहाँ यू आर मूविंग आउट ऑफ द सोर्स, यू आर मूविंग आउट ऑफ ब्रह्मन. ये एक्सप्लेन किया जा सकता है, पर कोई भी ये एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर सकता कि ब्रह्मन के अंदर वो इच्छा कैसे उत्पन्न हुई. सोर्स के अंदर कैसे, जब सोर्स डिजायरलेस है, वो इच्छा कैसे जाहिर हुई. किसी के पास इसका जवाब नहीं है. सो बेसिकली in order to become a self-realized being, you will have to drop logic, because all ascended masters accepted that logic has its limitations. Our conditioning, our programming, ego, our way of making sense of the world, our belief system, everything has limitation. Because logic cannot answer why there was a desire within Brahman. So, an intellectual can never find God. Logic prohibits you from seeing the truth. Truth is beyond logic. Now, you will have to reconcile with the notion that not everything can be answered and not everything can be understood. Some things must be left the way they are. You cannot keep on overthinking and find the gist out of everything, because not everything is there for you to understand. अगर ऐसा होता, इस सवाल का जवाब होता कि ब्रह्मन जो इच्छा रहित है, इच्छा विहीन है, उसके अंदर कैसे इच्छा उत्पन्न हुई, अहंकार कैसे उत्पन्न हुआ. अगर इसका जवाब होता तो ये जो बाबा हैं, है ना, ये जो स्कॉलर्स हैं, जो भी इंटेलेक्चुअल्स हैं, इन लोगों ने वो जवाब रट लिया होता, है ना. That's how protected knowledge is. Knowledge cannot be transmitted by words. It is hidden. So you will have to negate everything. You will have to leave logic behind. You will have to leave the conditionings behind in order to move forward. And you will have to have faith in the Guru. Have faith in the power and expertise of your Guru. You know what is the best kind of spiritual leadership? The best kind of spiritual leadership is when at least 30 to 40% of your sadhana is over without you even knowing it. So that no time is wasted. Because you wanted to have fun and Guru wanted you to work, and your Guru is miraculous. So you had your fun and the Guru performed sadhana on your behalf, and karma can be transferred. You see. So here Maharishi is saying the vision of the Lord as self is true self-realization. This is the identification mark. No one can say they are a self-realized being. If they are a phony, if they are a fraudster, they cannot say they are a self-realized being. They will lack the substance. Verse number 26. Atma samsthiti swatma darshanam atma nirdvayat atma nishtata. Since the self is non-dual, establishing oneself in the self alone is the vision of the self, and that alone is abidance in the self. Maharishi is making it very clear that only the non-dual is real. Everything that has duality is unreal. For example, day and night, unreal. Hot and warm, unreal. Hot and cold, unreal. Rich and poor, unreal. These differences are unreal. How will you know? How will you know what is real and what is unreal? By the power of discrimination. By the power of discrimination. I had the power of discrimination as a child. That's why I experienced silence. Just a second. That's why I experienced silence. But whatever I learned through that silence, I had no idea what is the next step. Whatever I learned, I performed actions on the basis of that. But I had absolutely no idea what is the next phase of what I'm doing. I had been capturing minds. I learned it in silence. So whenever I saw someone, I just captured their mind. I had no clue what to do with these many minds. It's when I met Maharishi and he taught me how to perform sadhana on other people's behalf. I had no clue. I only knew how to capture the mind. When I met Maharishi, he initiated me into some advanced knowledge. I received Shaktipat. I will tell you about this someday. It's a very interesting story. I was on the I was at the peak of Arunachala when I received Shaktipat. Now, if you go there, if you go to Arunachala, do not attempt to climb the peak. It's not allowed. I went there because I did not know that it's prohibited. I just simply went. So so when I met Maharishi, he initiated me into advanced knowledge. Knowledge that only gurus have. And I learned how I learned what to do with these minds. You can literally give your sadhana to people. I was so shocked. But for me, it was a bonding experience with Bhagwan. I learned so much from him. Yeah. बीच में रह गया क्या? Okay. Verse number 27. ज्ञानवर्जिता अज्ञानहीन चित्त ज्ञानम अस्ति किम ज्ञातुम अंतरम. Consciousness transcends all dualities and is devoid of the thought of knowledge. It is also devoid of the thought of ignorance. Is there any knowledge other than self-awareness itself? To know the self? Here, Maharishi is saying that it is very difficult to have so many thoughts in the mind, thoughts of knowledge and ignorance, intelligence and foolishness, and maintain peace at the same time. So he is saying, why do you carry so many concepts? Leave everything. When other than self-knowledge, there is no other knowledge. Other than self-awareness, there is no other wisdom. Then why should you carry the weight of these thoughts? 28. किम स्वरूप इति आत्मदर्शने अव्यभाव अपूर्ण चित सुखम. What is the nature of me, the self? Thus inquiring, one realizes the self as indestructible, unborn, perfect, and of the nature of consciousness and bliss. So Maharishi is saying, when you inquire, what is my own nature? Then these thoughts of knowledge and ignorance will drop on their own. And you will realize that the self is consciousness and bliss. verse number 29. Bandha mukta titham param sukham vindhati iha jiva tu daikvaha. गलत प्रोनाउंस किया हमने कुछ यहाँ पे, कोई बात नहीं. The individual who has realized the divine state gains supreme happiness and bliss beyond bondage and freedom here in this very world. So Maharishi is saying, what he is implying to say is, those who have money are not happy. Those who are poor are not happy. In this world, no one can be happy. This world has been designed in such a way where you cannot be happy. Because the mind is always after something. Until the time you are after something, you can never be still. You can never be peaceful. In order to experience peace, you will have to drop all thoughts and gain the supreme state, the divine state of Maharishi. Verse number 30. Aham apetkam nija vibhanakam mahadidam tapo ramanavagyam. So here Maharishi is saying, self-inquiry devoid of ego is a great penance. Realize this truth articulated by Sri Ramana, Ramanavagyam. Thus Ramana says. So self-inquiry is the only method that can bring peace. Now there are other methods, mantra yoga and all, where mantra yoga also has 3 stages, In the first stage, mantra is unawakened. In the second stage, mantra is conscious mantra. In the third stage, it gains Chaitanya mantra. Now, Guru awakens the mantra within the disciple and transfers energy, which is Shaktipat. And when the disciple receives the energy, it awakens the Kundalini. Then the disciple has to wait for some time, because when Kundalini is awakened, body will start making some actions. You will start to make some sound or observe few yoga asana. But in Jnana Yoga, all these things are not the primary sign of your progress. These things will happen. ये तो होना ही है ना. But the main sign of you progressing on the path of self-inquiry is your obedience towards the Guru. Other than that, nothing else is required. Because now, whatever you are doing, at the end, you will have to leave everything. You will have to drop everything. And you will have to become obedient to the Guru. Completely obedient. Right? So if there is something that is required to be done sometime in the future, You should do it now first. Why are you pursuing self inquiry? Because you are obedient to the Guru. This is the reason. तो पूरी तरह ओबीडियंट हो जाने में कोई बुराई नहीं है. लास्ट के ये कुछ वर्सेस हैं. इनमें ज़्यादा स्कोप नहीं है एक्सप्लेनेशन का. जो कह दिया सो कह दिया. एक और क्रिएशन है महर्षि की, उल्लादू नरपादू, 40 वर्सेस ऑफ रियलिटी. उसमें वर्स नंबर 25 उसमें ये बताया गया है कि अहंकार जन्म लेता है, बार बार शरीर धारण करता है अपनी इच्छाओं की पूर्ति के लिए. और इस जन्म और मरण के चक्र को केवल विचार के द्वारा ही काटा जा सकता है, विच इज सेल्फ इंक्वायरी. आत्मविचारा इज सेल्फ इंक्वायरी. Yeah. So today's session is over. I will see you on 21st and then I'll see you on the website. Take care. Bye.